Hello everyone, welcome to Cash. Today we will learn the topic of equity and understand why it is called equity and why the equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. So, equity is the word derived from Latin word equitas, meaning fairness, justice, or rightful claim. It is taken from British law that equity means a fair right that belongs to you after satisfying everyone else. For example, in company, we pay to equity shareholders only after paying to other liabilities or outsider liabilities. In accounts, equity means a fair claim which belongs to true owners. Why we refer to true owners, we will discuss in this video. Company will pay in this order when it gets to liquidation. It is for first secured creditors, then debenture holders, then preference shareholders, then lastly to equity shareholders. That is why the accounting equation says equity is equal to asset minus liability. This liability is outsider liability. Asset means total asset, whatever the company owns, and equity holders are real owners of the company. Why equity shareholders are considered as real or true owners of the company? Because they bear the highest risk. How? They don't get any fixed return and they get repaid only in last whenever there is a liquidation or something. Whatever is left after paying liability, that is outsider liability, they may get profit or loss. They get profit if the residual is more than they invested. They will incur loss if the residual is less than they invested. They have a right to vote in general meeting. So this right and all these conditions make them real owners. Who is shareholder? So shareholder is a person who owns shares of the company. Now, what is share? It is a part of share capital. What is capital? It is the initial investment by owners of the company. Now, what is share capital? Now, let's understand the concept of share capital. Suppose a person A owns 10-acre land and in his name, this is the only property he owns. Now, he want to build a factory in this land. So, now since he don't have such money to build such a factory, if he approaches bank for loan, the bank will charge interest and it will ask for security. Now, since he only owes this land, this is his only property, he has to keep this land as security in bank. And whatever the money you collect from bank, you have to repay to it with interest. So Mr. A don't want to borrow any funds from bank, but he is in need of money to build a factory. Now he approaches his other 6 friends, that is B, C, D, E, F. Now they agreed for this project and invested for it. So they are called investors. This factory ownership is shared with all these 7 people, and whatever the profit or loss will be shared by these people. They invested money expecting future profit. The investment money is called capital, and they accept both profit and loss, that is risk. There is no obligation or compulsion to repay money, and all these matters make them true owner of this company. Since they are investing their money for shared ownership, that's why they called share capital. And who owns such shares are called shareholders. For shareholders, the company has no obligation or compulsion to repay money. Why so? For example, think of it. You buy a laptop for 50,000. Now you have a plan to earn from this laptop by creating contents or making some programs. But your laptop won't give any invested amount, that is of rupees 50,000. If you want your invested money back, then you must sell that laptop. Now, after selling that laptop, there is no earnings. Now, connect it with the company. You invested in share capital of the company, which means you are now part owner of this company. So, the company will give you some profit, like in the form of dividend, etc. The company won't repay you your invested amount. It is like if you want your investment money, then you are telling the company to liquidate yourself and give me my money. That won't happen because you are only the shareholder, not the full total owner of this company. You are just a part owner. That is, you're holding some shares, not the entire company. So you can sell your shares to someone who is willing to buy your shares. In that way, you can get your money back. But until company liquidates or wind up, you won't get your money back. In some cases, like buyback of shares, the company only pay you your money. That is the reason there is no obligation or compulsion to repay money. So considering these criterias, shareholders, the two equity shareholders are called real owners of the company. I hope you now clearly understand what is share capital, what is equity share capital, and who are equity shareholders and why they are called true owners. In next video, we will discuss more about terminologies of balance sheet. In upcoming video, we will learn preference share capital and debentures. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more useful financial knowledge. And if you have any doubts, please comment it below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.